Hello everyone, welcome to Voxcel. In this video, we're gonna discuss section 2 of test 4, which is taken from ISGT book number 20. We have already discussed section 1 of this particular test. So in this, we're gonna discuss section 2. Without further ado, let's start. So the title of the passage says Opportunities for Graduates Freelance Writing. From the title, it's quite clear that this text will be about freelance writing, like what are the opportunities for like newly graduates, I believe. Like you can start your career, you can choose. I'm hoping that you know about freelance writing. So freelance writing, if you don't know, I'll just give you some background information on that. But even if you don't know about that, don't get nervous in your exams because they're not checking your GK or IQ level, they're just checking your level of English. So freelance writing is basically you are working for different employers, you're working from your home for a different employer, you're writing them articles for their products or something like that. So you decide when you want to finish your work, when you want to start your work. There is no timing for you, so you have a lot of freedom in that particular sense. So now they're talking about opportunities for graduates because companies nowadays are leaning towards freelance writers because they don't want to hire someone on permanent basis. So it will contain information like flexible timing, you can decide your own working hours, you can do overtime, you can do work of multiple employers, so it give you choice of your work, something like that. So I hope you get the idea. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go straight to the questions which are on the right hand side and see what kind of questions we are dealing with, and then start reading the paragraph. So questions 15 to 21. Complete the notes below. So basically these are blanks. Choose one word only. This is the most important thing for you because if you exceed this word limit, for example, if you write two or three words instead of one, what will happen? Even if your like one of those two or three words is correct, what will happen? Yes, your answer will be marked as incorrect. Doesn't matter if that one word is correct, but if you exceed this word limit, your answer will be marked as incorrect. So, this is the most important thing to note. Clear? Now, we know these are blanks, so we'll make a strategy. So for blanks, these are almost always in order, but what I mean by this is that you will find the answer to question number 15 before 16, 16 before 17, then you will find 18, then 19, and so on. Like it's very rare that some one or two questions may be out of order, but most of the times we will keep in mind that these will be in order. Clear? But still, if we don't get the answer in first two paragraphs, we'll read the 16th question. Maybe, just maybe, this one is not in order, so we will keep our options open. So let's read the heading: how to become a freelance writer. So we know this is about this freelance writing. Sorry, freelancing gives would-be writers a chance to get some paid experience. Sources of work: specialist websites. So now this is our locator word. Wherever the information about specialist websites will be there, our location should be near to it. Best to check out that potential employers are blank before agreeing to do any work. So they're saying that it is best for in our interest, obviously, that we should check out, like if we're checking out someone, like we are doing a background research, maybe, that the potential employers. So who are employers? Yes, those who employ you, those who give you work. Maybe in simpler words, your boss. You are their employee, they are your employer. Clear? So potential employer, basically you, I think you haven't started working for them, so it is an option for you. You may work for them or you may not. So if you are thinking of working for them, they are your potential employers. That your potential employers are blank before agreeing to do any work. So if before you say yes, before you take up any work, you should check out that your potential employers are. So what kind of word do you think is suited here or can be filled to, can be used to fill this blank so that it will be grammatically correct? Yes. Are, yeah, it should be something like potential employers are real, not fake, something like that. Clear? So otherwise, if you agree to do work but your potential employers, they have bad reputation, like they don't give money to their employees or they deduct money unnecessarily, so it's better not to work for such kind of people. So let's see what are they. Now we're gonna read the paragraph. It's on the left hand side. If you want to start a career in writing or journalism, freelancing could be for you. So they're saying that if you want to start your career in writing or journalism, freelancing is an option for you. Here is some advice on finding opportunities and building your portfolio. Still we don't have any information about specialist websites. We'll continue reading. There are more graduates than ever entering an increasingly diminished market. So they are having to be more creative in the ways they get income and gain experience in their chosen field. For those with the talent for writing, working freelance can be worthwhile. So now they're talking about, because the number of graduates that are entering in the market is more, but the market itself is getting diminished, meaning to say the job opportunities are becoming scarce. So we have to do what we have to do as an aspirant, as a potential employee. We have to be more creative in our ways to get income. So we have to think of different ways to generate money, to earn money, and we have to think of different ways to gain experience in our chosen field. If you want to become a writer, so that's your chosen field. For those who have talent in writing, so freelance can be a worthwhile option. So we have read two paragraphs, still nothing about specialist website. So let me read the 16th blank. Maybe, just maybe, this is out of order. The press. Okay, we haven't read about the press also. Ensure all dash are persuasive and kept to a minimum length. So they're saying that if you are writing for the press or something, I believe it should be some about some newspaper maybe. So you have to make sure that, ensure basically making sure that all dash are persuasive and kept to a minimum. Uh, Nothing like that. So we'll continue reading. When starting out, many people turn to specialized website. Okay, so there's something about specialist website. So this is our locator word. Now we'll look at the blank again. Best to check out that potential employers are something before agreeing to do any work. When starting out, many people turn to specialist websites listing a range of current writing projects offered by different organizations which freelancers can apply to complete. These sites can be useful, but just make sure any organization is genuine first. Otherwise, you might find you have spent hours on work which you never get paid for. Okay, do you think we have our location here? Yes, this is our location. I'm not gonna explain it too much right now. I'll give you around 10 seconds. So I forgot to tell you, for every question I will give you around 10 seconds to tell me the answer. And if you need more than that, you can pause the video, and when you're ready with your answer, you can continue. For this particular question, your time starts now. Time's up. So what's the answer? Yes, the answer is genuine. Just let me write the location here, guys. If you are not able to, if you were not able to find this particular answer, don't worry. I'm gonna explain it to you why this is our answer, how we arrived at this. Now, where it is written potential employers, yes, for potential employers or for employers, they have said organization. So you have to make sure and okay. So check out this. So you have to make sure that you should check out. So if you are checking something out, you are making sure of something that your organization is genuine first. So first meaning to say you have to do this first before agreeing to do any work. So before agreeing to do work, basically it comes first. First you will check whether the organization is genuine or not, and then you will start working. So before, genuine first. I hope it is clear. Now 16th, the press. We're gonna look for this particular word now. When looking to get work for magazines and newspapers. Okay, the for the press they have written magazines and newspapers. Let's read the blank. Ensure all dash are persuasive and kept to a minimum length. Keep the pitches in which you present what you could write for them brief and interesting. Even if you are sending your fifth in a row of rejected ones, be polite and professional. Okay, so this is extra information. Our answer is in this particular sentence. I have narrowed it down for you. You know the drill. You have around 10 seconds. The time starts now. Okay, time's up. The answer to this particular question is yes, pitches. I hope you arrived at the correct answer. If not, don't worry. I'm gonna explain it to you in a bit why this is our answer and how we arrived at it. Where are the like words that we matched with this particular blank so that we knew pitches was our answer. Now, so they're saying that when you are looking to get work for magazines and newspaper, basically that's the press. Okay, we have to make sure that dash are persuasive, like your all work is persuasive. So what persuasive means? Convincing. So if you are persuading someone, you are trying to convince that particular person, and that should be kept to a minimum length. For minimum length, what they have written? Brief. And for persuasive they have written interesting. So if you are trying to convince someone, how will you try to convince them? By telling some interesting facts. For example, let me give you some analogy so that you can understand if you don't know this meaning. You want to persuade your friend to go with you on a trip. So you want to convince your friend that he or she should go with you on that particular trip. So what kind of things will you talk about? Will you talk about interesting things about that place or boring things about that place? If you want to convince your friend, obviously you will try to tell him or her the interesting facts or interesting things about that particular place. If you're saying that that place is boring, you will be bored out of your mind, something bored to death. That's you're not trying to convince someone, you're trying to deter someone. I hope it is clear why pitches is our answer. So what okay, now I hope you know the meaning of this particular word pitch. It's not a cricket pitch. Yeah, cricket pitch is also called a pitch. But if you are trying to pitch someone something, you're trying to sell it to them. So you will say, "Here is my pitch." So this is my talk, or this is my, you can say, presentation to convince you. So that is your pitch, like your pitch of your voice, something like that. That's your pitch. I hope it is clear. Let's read next question, number 17th. Advantages of freelance writing. Now we have to find the advantages. Wherever advantage is written, we know with our location will be there. The power to decide on the size of the. So you have, what are the advantages? The first advantage is you have the power. So power to do what? To decide on the size of the. So I hope you got the word. You're thinking about the same word that I am thinking. So if you are writing for someone, you will have power to decide on the size of what. I believe it should be size of the work, size of the article, something like that. Otherwise, what else size will you determine? Clear? Let's see the advantages. So that's our location. The positives of freelancing as a graduate are numerous. So they are saying that there are a lot of advantages of freelancing. It's incredibly satisfying to be working for yourself and having the responsibility of determining your own workload. Okay, here they're saying determining, here they said something about deciding. So obviously our answer is in this particular sentence, and I hope you all are able to find this answer. But still, I'll give you around 10 seconds to tell me the answer. The time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer is yes, workload. I hope everybody arrived at this particular answer. So it was quite straightforward. So we were also thinking along the same lines. It should be something about work. Clear? So they are saying the responsibility of determining. So you have the power to do something. So if you have power of something, obviously you have the responsibility. uh, it's some the dialogue of famous movie Spider-Man is coming to my mind, where the uncle of Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. So you can match with that particular dialogue as well. So now moving on to the next question. The dash in the scheduling of the work. Okay, so you have they're saying that, okay, first and foremost, the it is the article. So it's an art, obviously article. So article comes before noun. Yes, so it should be some kind of noun. The dash in scheduling of the work. So you have the power in scheduling of the work, the freedom in scheduling of the works. That particular kind of word, like noun, should be the answer. So scheduling of the work. So you can schedule the work. So what does scheduling of the work means? Making timetable. It can be paraphrased like this also. So let's read the information now. Making a living doing what you love is hugely rewarding. And of course, the flexibility of the work hours may suit you. So they're saying that if you make a living, so make a living basically, if you earn money doing what you love, it's hugely rewarding. So if you're doing what you love, you will not feel like you're working for your entire life. So you will do that work from your passion. So it's hugely rewarding. And of course, the flexibility it provides, like of the work hours. So the working hours flexibility, you can work in the morning, you can work at night, in the evening, in the afternoon. You can take a 2 hour break, you can nap in between. So the flexibility of the work hours, it may suit you. Okay, now do you think our information is in this particular sentence? Yes, it is. So again, the answer is in this particular sentence. For that, I'm gonna give you around 10 seconds. The time starts now. Okay, time's up. And the answer to this question is yes, flexibility. It is question 80. I hope you all arrived at the correct same answer. If not, don't worry, we'll see why this is our answer. Now, so they're saying that the dash in the scheduling of work. So the flexibility is the advantage in scheduling your work. So scheduling your work, deciding your working hours. So that's your schedule, your timetable. Deciding which hours you want to work, and during which time of the day you want to enjoy, you want to spend time with your family, you want to go out, you want to do your home chores. So it's up to you. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the 19th question. The chance to commit a second blank to generate income. So they're saying that you will get a chance to commit yourself to do, in simpler words, to do a second. So, yeah, okay, a second something to generate income. So, what kind of word do you think should be there? Uh, uh, you will do a second job, obviously. What else can be here? The chance to commit to a second job, a second shift, something like that. Okay, let's see. To generate income, so if you want to earn more money, like whatever money you are earning, you can earn more money by doing second work. Okay, second job. New graduates are generally used to working unusual hours, so if you are most comfortable working late at night or at the weekend, then freelancing may be the way to go. So they're saying that obviously new graduates, because college it teaches you that particular thing. Doesn't matter if teaches you life skills or not, doesn't matter if they teach you how to do other things, but they will teach you how to work unusual hours, staying late at night to complete your assignment or a group project, something like that. It college teaches us that particular thing. So if you are working comfortable working late at night or at the weekends, this is the way to go. Depending on how much work you manage to get, which can vary widely. Obviously someone can write to let's say 500 words in 10 minutes, someone can write 200 words in 10 minutes, someone can write more than that or less than fewer words than that. Especially when you are just starting out, it also leaves it open for you to get a part-time job, however basic, which would bring a regular amount. Okay, so this is our sentence in which we will have our answer, and you know the drill. The time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer to this question is yes, job. This is question 19. I hope everybody was able to find this particular answer. If not, don't worry, I'm gonna explain. So they're saying that a second, so for that particular thing, they have written to get a part-time job, a second job, a part-time job that will help you get a regular amount, that will help you generate income. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next question. Question number 20th. Now we are talking about the disadvantages of freelance writing. So it's not like that everything is rosy in freelance writing. Like there are only advantages there, but there are disadvantages also, and you should also be aware of them. So let's read the 20th. It is largely expected that young freelancers will be happy to complete assignments without blank. So they're saying that it is largely expected. What does it mean? Yeah, it is mostly expected. Like a lot of companies a lot of employers expect this particular thing. What they expect, that young freelancers, okay, now they are talking about young freelancers, not the experienced one but the freshers, you can say newbies, will be happy too. So they think that young freelancers, they will be happy to complete assignments without. So they're thinking that free young freelancers will not expect something, will complete assignments without help, without break. What else they are expecting, that young freelancers will be happy to complete some without. Let's see what's the disadvantage. The disadvantages: it is not steady and it is not always profitable. Graduate writers are notorious for working for no actual payment, and it's because there are so many people willing to do it that companies simply assume that it's acceptable, and of course that suits the companies. Okay, so they are saying that graduates writers, they are notorious for working for no payment, and so because so many people are willing to do this, companies they assume like it's acceptable because a lot of people are willing to do it, and obviously it suits company. This particular thing suits companies because they are saving money on that. So obviously why they will have any problem with that, obviously. Okay, this is our paragraph in which we will find the answer to question number 20th, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. The answer to this question is payment. I hope you were able to find this particular answer. Again, if not, don't worry. I'm here to explain. Just let me do my thing. Okay, now we'll discuss why the answer is payment. So here they're saying without payment, and for without they have said for no actual. So if you are not getting something, you are without that particular thing. Clear? Now, last paragraph left and last question left. Graduates whose blank is limited may not get any work. Now, they're saying that those graduates whose dash is limited, so it should be something. So, whose blank is limited may not get any work. Okay, so whose range is limited, whose vocabulary is limited, some, because you have to write something, so you need a lot of words in your arsenal so that you can write effectively, you can convey your message effectively, and obviously it should be conveyed correctly. Let's see, it can be any word like that. Freelancing is probably not for people who lack motivation. Okay, so they are saying that freelancing, this work is not for those people who lack motivation. Okay, if you don't go looking for work, spending your days shooting off emails, then it's very unlikely the work will come for you. Why? Because if you are not looking for work yourself, it's highly unlikely, especially when you are new in this particular field, that work will come to you. For most people, freelancing does not provide regular work at the beginning, so if you find it stressful not getting paid at the end of every week or month, then it's worth looking at other options. So obviously that's some other information. Our answer is okay, I will not like short it for you, I will not narrow it down for you. Our answer should is in these particular send lines, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer to this question is motivation. I hope you were able to arrive at this particular answer. If not, Don't worry, I'm gonna explain in a bit. Okay, why, how we arrived at this particular answer? They're saying that graduates whose dash is limited, for saying that people, here they have said people who lack motivation, so whose motivation is limited, they may not get any work. Why? Because if you don't go looking for work, is it's unlikely the work will come to you. Hope it is clear why motivation is our answer. So this is how you should solve your answers. Now we have solved questions 15 to 21, but for this particular section we have questions 15 to 27. Now we will move to the paragraph for questions 22 to 27. So if you look here, now this, for this text we have let me change the color. For this text, we have questions 22 to 27. And on the right hand side, you can see questions 22 to 27. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to read the title of the passage to understand what this text is about, so that we can activate the vocabulary in our brain. The title says, How to Make Sure Your CV Catches the Hiring Manager's Eye. So, from the title it's clear that this will be about how to write effective CVs so that it will stand out to the hiring manager. It should not be too difficult to read, it should be easy to read, it should contain all the relevant information. What kind of information you should put in it, what kind of information you should omit. So such kind of information or vocabulary we should expect to read. Clear? Now what we're gonna do, we're not gonna read the paragraph just yet, we're gonna go to the questions, look what kind of questions we are dealing with, make strategy, then start reading the paragraph. Complete the sentences below. Again, these are form of blanks, and we know blanks are almost always in order. So the most important thing, choose one word only. Again, for these blanks you have to write only one word for every blank. If you write more than one word, what will happen? Yes, your answer will be marked as incorrect. So you should not do such silly mistakes. So let's sorry about that. Let's read this first question, that is question number 22. The writer should make sure that they have separated the CV into suitable blanks. So they're saying that the writer, basically the it's, if it's your CV, you are the writer, that you should make sure that your CV has been separated into suitable, you can say columns, suitable paragraphs, suitable sections, suitable format. But how can you separate it? Should be separated in suitable paragraphs, columns, sections. These kind of words are coming to my mind, so you get the idea. So such kind of words should be our answer. Let's read the paragraph now. To be successful in today's job market, it pays to put yourself in the shoes of the hiring manager. After all, their perception of your CV could result in a job interview or a rejection. So they're saying that the market, obviously it's very competitive, and if you want to be successful in today's market, so it pays to put yourself in shoes of hiring manager. So to put yourself in somebody's shoes, what does this mean? It means to think like that particular person. So you should assume you are the hiring manager, and if you are a person who is responsible for hiring a particular candidate, what kind of things you will expect in that particular CV, what kind of CV you are expecting to read. Are you expecting to read a lot of pages, or are you expecting to read just relevant information up front? So you should think like a manager. because their perception, if whatever they think, it can result in a job interview or rejection. Okay, still we don't have any information about separate, what kind of separate things we should be putting in our CVs. Hiring managers are pushed for time, so they will usually spend a few seconds skimming your CV for must have terms before they decide to commit to reading it fully. Obviously they are pushed for time, meaning to say they have to read a lot of CV in a few minutes. So what they will do, they will just skim your CV for a few seconds, and they will look for must have terms. So they will look for relevant terms they are looking for. So if, before they decide to read your CV completely. To pass this preliminary test, make sure your CV is extremely easy to read and is divided into appropriate sections. So here they are talking about something dividing into something. Clear? So I hope you all got this answer, but still you will get around 10 seconds for this, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer to this question is sections. I hope everybody was able to find this particular answer. It was quite obvious, this answer. This is question 22. Just let me write here. If you're not able to find this, if you were not able to identify this answer, don't worry, I'm going to tell you why this is our answer. So here they're saying divided into, here they're saying separate. For here they have written suitable, and here they have written appropriate. If something is appropriate, it's suitable for that particular thing. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next question, number 23. If the text of a CV is too long, so they're saying that if your CV is too long, there is a risk that the reader's dash will not be held. So there is obviously a risk that readers. So there is apostrophe as. What does this mean? This just mean it should be something related to reader. So readers attention will not be held, readers. Okay, so whatever the word should be, it should be something of the reader. Let's see. Never make readers wait through large amounts of writing, or you will risk losing their interest quickly. So so they're saying that you should not make readers wait through large amount of writing. So CV is too long, large amount of writing, or there is something about risks, losing their interest quickly. So obviously this is our location. Now you will have around 10 seconds. The time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer to this question is yes, interest. I hope you were able to find this answer, identify it. So why it is the answer, if you were not able to identify, I'm going to explain it to you now. So as I already told you, it should be something about the reader. So now for that particular thing they have written there. So there refer to, yeah, there refers to the reader here. So there refers to the hiring manager who is reading your CV. So it may risk losing manager's interest, reader's interest. Clear? So let's see 24th question now. It is advisable to highlight the to highlight the essential blank for the post early on in the CV. So it should be something, or obviously. So they're saying that it is advisable that you should highlight the essential something for the post. for early on in the CV. Like you should not wait for like second or third page or you for your CV. You should like highlight the essential dash for the post. So what do you think you should highlight? Obviously, essential experience, essential skills, something like that, that is related for to the post, that is required for that particular post. So only that kind of thing should be highlighted. Otherwise it's not advisable to highlight unnecessary things. Like it's not advisable to say I'm let's just say you're applying for the post of production manager and you're saying I like watching movies and you're highlighting that. I don't think so. It will help you get a job. Clear? Let's see what kind of things we should highlight, what kind of essentials we should highlight. You should also research your target role you should also research your target role thoroughly to identify what skills are most needed and ensure these are clearly included near the beginning of your CV. So near the beginning of your CV, early on in the CV. So this is our location. Now you know the drill. You have around 10 seconds. The time starts now. Okay, time's up. I hope everybody was able to identify the correct answer, and the answer is yes, skills. Now, if you were not able to find this answer, don't worry. I'm gonna explain it to you. So why it is skills? So they're saying that you should highlight the essential. So they're saying that for essential, most needed. So you have to research your target role for the post. So whatever the post is, whatever your role is, you should do research thoroughly. So you should advise you so that you can highlight or identify obviously and the skills that are needed and included in the beginning of your CV, early on in the CV. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next question, number 25. Writers should support sorry sorry about that. Writers should support statements in their CV with facts. So now they're saying that, oh sorry, whatever your statements are, you should support your statements with facts. It should not like sound made up. For example, how big is the dash that they are in charge of? Like they have given us example. So the example is how big is the blank that they are in charge of. So what kind of word do you think should be can be here so that it completes the sentence and it should be grammatically correct also. I'm going to give you 2 3 seconds to think about it. Yeah, it should be how big is something, is something that there is the project that they are in charge of. How big is the company they are in charge, department that they are in charge of, something like that. I hope it is clear. So let's read the information. Providing a pleasant reading experience and reflecting the company's need in your CV will create a perfect. Okay. Once managers have scanned your CV quickly, they will look at your present and most recent post. This is easily the best way to assess you. So managers will review the this part of your CV thoroughly. So till now we haven't got our location, anything about that. Give the description, give this description your full attention and think about the questions that manager will want answers to, such as where do you sit within the organization, how do you contribute to the company. So there is nothing such as example or something like that. Let's maybe, just maybe, this is an anomaly, maybe this is out of order. Let's see 26th question. It is worth giving details of any past something together with relevant statistics. So for this question we have to find something about our past experience, but there is nothing like that, so we're going to read further. Many job seekers make bold claims in their CV. Okay, here are something about claims in your CV, making statements in your CV. So that's our location now, but very few back them up with facts. They have talk about facts also. Demonstrate the scale of your responsibilities by including numbers such as the size of budget you control or the number of locations you work in. These numbers provide a scale that everybody can understand and leave readers in no doubt of the level you work at. Okay, so I was reading just in case. Our answer is in these particular sentences. I'm not gonna narrow it down for you just yet. I'll give you 10 seconds or so. You have to tell me the answer, and then we'll discuss why that answer is, and how to identify it. The time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer to this question is yes, budget. Let me mark the question first, then I'll explain. Okay. Now, how, if I hope you arrived at the correct answer. If not, don't worry, we will explain. So, we have already established they have written making bold claims, supporting our statement with facts. So, now they are saying that demonstrate the scale of your responsibilities by including numbers such as, for how they have paraphrased, instead of for example they have written such as this size, how big, what is the size, how big is this, what is the size of your budget, how the size, how big is your budget, that you are in charge of, you sorry, you control. So if you are controlling something, you are in charge of that particular thing. I hope it is clear. Let's read 26th now, and for that we have to find any past, something about our past. These numbers provide a scale that everybody can understand and leave readers in no doubt of the level you work at. You can also prove your impact by including quantifiable achievements you have had. Perhaps you have generated sales of £300,000 within 6 months, or maybe you have delivered a project that affected 3 million customers. Okay, so now they're talking about with relevant statistics, something about that. So do you think we have location here of this particular question? Yes. I'm not gonna explain it too much now, but I'm just gonna tell you here. So our location is in these sentences, and you will have the time to tell me the answer. The time starts now. Okay, time's up. The answer to this question is yes, achievements. Oh, sorry about that. Just let me write here. So now, how we arrived at this particular answer? So here they have written, it is worth giving details of any past dash together with relevant statistics. So statistics basically those things that you can quantify, you can look at the numbers. So quantifiable, you have had, so obviously it is in your past. So they have given example, sorry about that. So they have given the example like these kind of stats. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next question, last question of this particular video, question 27. Checking that no blank appear in the language used in the CV is vital. So they're saying that you have to check that no dash appear in the language. So the language that you are using, it should have no something. And it's quite important. What kind of word do you think can be here? It should have no errors, no foul language, but we cannot use two words obviously. Checking that no foul appear in the language, no errors appear in the language, no mistakes appear in the language. Okay, it should be something negative. That's why you're trying to avoid it. What kind of things you're trying to avoid in your CVs? Obviously negative things. So it should be some kind of negative word. Let's see. Even the smallest weakness can deter managers from shortlisting you. So they're saying that even something that you think it's like trivial, but it can deter managers from shortlisting you. Obviously spelling and grammar mistakes will be warning signs, but they will also be on the lookout for gaps in the list of posts you have held, or facts that just don't add up. Proofread your CV thoroughly, including all your dates, and don't be tempted to add any white lies. Keep everything looking as professional as possible, and don't give them any reason to doubt you. So obviously our answer is in this particular paragraph. I'll narrow it down for you a bit. So our answer is in this particular sentence, and time starts now. Okay, time's up. The answer to the for this question is yes, mistakes. I hope you arrived at this particular answer. If not, again, don't worry. I will explain. Let me write it here first. Okay, so they're saying that checking that no dash appear in the language and CV is vital. So they're saying that obvious spelling and grammar mistakes will be warning signs. So obviously you have to proofread thoroughly so that these should not be there. Clear? Obviously it should be mistakes that you should avoid. We cannot write grammar mistakes, spelling and grammar mistakes. Why? Because of this particular information we have to write one word only. So we have done all these questions now. So this is how you should try to attempt your reading. If you practice like this, maybe in the beginning it may take you more time than is allotted, but if you are able to train your brain like this, the time will your speed will become quicker. Okay, you will be able to solve this reading well within 1 hour, the complete reading, all the 40 questions well within 1 hour. And you may also have time on your hands to proofread your answers. Clear? So if you still have any doubts, you should rewatch that part of the video again and again, and if still that thing is not clear, you can ask us in the comment section. We will be happy to answer you. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.